In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can lose weight by walking. It sounds pretty simple. I'm going to give you step-by-step tips on how you accomplish that. And we're going to talk about the math involved and some other things about losing weight by walking. I'm also going to give you 9 health benefits by walking, and also some easy tips and tricks to make it pleasurable and enjoyable. My name's Eric. I am a certified life coach, and I'm 65 years old, so I decided to become a senior health coach as well. So welcome to my channel, and I hope this is beneficial to you. The average adult spends 9 hours a day sitting. And studies have shown that sitting is now the new smoking. That sitting, it can actually have bad health effects on your body. And that's why I want you to get up and walk every day. Also, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read my notes better. Walking is one of the underrated tools of achieving happiness and health. And I truly believe that walking is going to help you to be happier. So let's talk about that. First off, the physical health benefits. The heart is a muscle, and when we walk, we not only exercise our legs, but all of the muscles in our body are moving, including our heart is pumping, and it has to work a little bit harder because we're walking and exercising. So by walking, we're exercising our heart, and therefore we can reduce the risk of heart attacks and strokes. And studies show that you can reduce that risk by 30 to 40% just by walking every day. As I mentioned, walking has the benefit of weight management. It burns calories, and we're going to talk about that. But it also does this without causing stress on your body. And I'm sure you see people out in your neighborhood running or jogging. And that's probably fine for young people. But when you get older, like we are as senior citizens, as you know, our bodies we get stiff, our joints get achy sometimes, and running is stressful for our bodies. So walking is really the best exercise for senior citizens. It also strengthens your muscles around your joints, and this can prevent arthritis. It can maintain bone density. A lot of people are struggling with high blood sugar. They're either diabetic or pre-diabetic. I think about a third of the people in the United States today are dealing with this issue personally. So a short walk after meals can actually improve your blood sugar regulation. Another thing that a benefit of walking is longevity. Now, a lot of people say, I want to live longer. So a 20-minute walk every day could make a difference. Researchers at Harvard found that just 25 minutes of brisk walking a day can add up to 7 years to your life. Now, I think that's great. And I think that we should be walking just for longevity. But I don't want us to live longer and not be healthy. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about in this channel is all the different avenues we can take through diet, nutrition, walking and exercise, and lifestyle. How we can have a better quality life as we live longer. Let me tell you a little bit about my personal story of how I started walking. I grew up on a farm, and uh, we were very physically active, of course, baling hay in the summertime, lifting those hay bales, and then lifting bags of fertilizer and seed. Um, that all was good physical activity in the wintertime, feeding the cattle. We had to move heavy bags of feed. Again, those bales of hay had to come out of the barn and to the cattle. So, I was physically active as a kid, rode my bike and things like that. But when I was 16, um, I noticed that just climbing the stairs at high school was wearing me out. Going from the first floor to the second floor, or walking up the stairs, I would be out of breath. And I mentioned this to my mother because I said, why? Why am I out of breath just by walking up the stairs? And as her concern increased, she took me to the doctor, who sent us to a pediatric cardiologist. They did all kinds of tests, blood tests, had me on the treadmill doing a stress test, things like that, listening to my heart. And the doctor concluded that I have a heart murmur. He said it wasn't caused by disease or anything like that. I was probably born with it. And it wasn't a serious concern, but that could be the cause of why I was getting fatigued uh, pretty quickly. And this was the doctor's conclusion. He said, walk every day. So I did. Um, I had my driver's license by that time. So I just drove the car from the house on the farm out the road and down another road. I wanted to see how far a mile was. I'm looking at the odometer on the car. And I decided that was going to be my route for walking. I walked a mile down the road and walked a mile back, 2 miles every day. I've pretty much followed that all my life for the past 50 years. And it's really made a difference for me. There are also mental and emotional benefits to walking. Um, it can lower cortisol, and you probably know that cortisol is a stress hormone. Our body releases cortisol when we're under stress, when we're hurried, when we're worried about something, we have anxiety. And cortisol, too much of it too often, can be damaging to our body. It can inflame our tissues. Um, so, walking actually lowers your cortisol levels. It can help you to be more calm. And walking also boosts your endorphins. Now, the body likes to create endorphins when we're exercising, um, and it makes us feel good. It's that feel good hormone. So this is your body's way of improving your mood, and you can do that through walking. Also, walking uh, increases blood flow to your brain, which can improve clarity and mental acuity, focus, things like that. Creators and writers like to uh, walk, get out and walk to increase their creative abilities. I've heard that Steve Jobs would have walking meetings. So that's an interesting idea for you. Walking can also reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. I think that ties into the endorphins. If you're walking outside in nature, um, there's something about just looking around you in nature that can um, be calming and soothing. Um, there's this mindfulness aspect of it. that can bring peace. If you're not thinking about anything because you're out there walking, you can just kind of empty your mind, kind of like meditation. Just empty your mind of your thoughts and take in your surroundings. And that can help calm you, maybe can help you think more clearly through problems you're facing or worries or anxieties you have. So there are these benefits of walking that it could reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. Hippocrates, who I think is the father of medicine, he is said to have said, yeah, that's a funny thing for me to say. It is claimed that Hippocrates said, walking is man's best medicine. So I like that. He was on Earth a long time ago, but he was probably pretty common sense. Now, I want to give you some practical tips on walking, and then we're going to get to the part that you're here for, and that is how to lose weight by walking. First off, if you're not a regular walker, start small. Just walk 10 or 15 minutes a day. But the key is to be consistent. Do it on a regular basis. I want you to be walking every day. Now you may say, well, what if it's raining? Or, I live in Wisconsin and it's 20 degrees below zero, or it's snowing. It's not safe for me to be out there walking and when it's slippery. Okay, get a cheap gym membership and go walk on the treadmill. Um, but walk consistently every day. Next tip I have for you is to make it enjoyable. Don't think of it as a chore. Oh, I have to do this. Uh, you know, I hate exercising. Don't think of it that way. Think of it as something I'm going to enjoy doing, because while you're walking, you can put your earbuds in and listen to your favorite podcast. You can listen to the History Channel. You can listen to music. You can listen to whatever it is that interests you while you're walking. And that makes the time go by faster as well. Another thing is, maybe sometimes take the earbuds out and just listen to nature. If you're walking out on a trail, maybe it goes by the creek, focus on the sounds of the water trickling in the creek, or the birds chirping, or maybe there's a squirrel chattering up in the trees. These sorts of things. Connecting with nature could be a very enjoyable thing for you when you're walking. Add variety to your walking. Now, my wife and I walk together every day, usually morning and evening. We love to walk. When we met, that's one of the things that was something we both had in common. We both love to walk. And we live in a historic town, and it's lovely to walk around this town. But I'm kind of a route kind of a person. I like to walk the same route every day. Every once in a while, I'll go a different way, and she'll say, "Oh, this is different." Um, and sometimes she likes that variety, but she's very familiar with the route that I usually take. But variety can be good. Sometimes we'll go north of town where there's woods and there's a trail that goes up through the woods along the river, and it's good to experience something different sometimes. And the next tip is to track your progress. So if you go to the gym and you get on the treadmill will tell you how far you're walking. It'll tell you you're walking so many steps or so many miles. Or you can just keep track of your time if you're just going to walk 10 or 15 minutes a day to get started. You can also download free apps on your phone. I have a Samsung phone, and There's a Samsung Health app that's free. And, my phone is in my pocket most of the time. So even when I'm not out walking, it keeps track of the steps I take just walking around in the house. Or if I drive to the grocery store, I try to park far away from the door. How everybody wants to get closest to the door of the grocery store or the gym or wherever you're going. Change that. This would be a really big change for you. Park far away from the door. Walk from your car into the grocery store. Walk into the gym. If you're going to the gym, you're there for exercise, right? Walk. Get that walk in. And again, if you have a step counter on your phone, mine, I can turn it on and tell me, well, okay, on this walk we're going on, this walk, how far we're walking, but it'll keep track of, how far I'm walking just throughout the day. So, keep track of your progress. Now, next we're going to talk about how to lose weight by walking. But first, do me a favor and gently press that like button, would you? Because if you've listened this far, you're probably enjoying my podcast. So just hit that like button for me. Okay, walking burns calories. And when you walk 1 mile, the average person burns 90 calories walking 1 mile. And that's about 2,000 steps. Don't ask me how far that is in kilometers. Maybe it's 1.25 kilometers for 2,000 steps. So our goal is to burn 3,500 calories in order to lose 1 pound of body weight. So 3,500 calories. How long is it going to take us to do that? How are we going to achieve that? If you walk 5.5 miles a day, or that's 11,000 steps. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to walk to get in my 10,000 steps. You push it to 11,000, 5.5 miles, that's about 500 calories for that walk. Or you can break it up into several walks in the day. Walk in the morning, walk in the evening. After lunch, go out and walk. Remember about walking after your meals. So if you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, those are good times to walk after those meals because it can help to manage your blood sugar levels. But if you walk 11,000 steps a day, that's about 500 calories a day times 7 days a week is 3,500 calories. So if we're consistent in doing this, we can lose 1 pound every week just by walking. Now, we're not even talking about managing our caloric intake and controlling what we're eating and how we're eating. Those things we'll talk about in other videos. But that's the simple trick to losing weight by walking. What I want you to do is write it down. Get a notepad, get a piece of paper, have your notes on your phone. However you do it, every day, write the date, measure your weight, and write down the total steps that you walked, or if you measure in miles or kilometers, however you want to do that. But write it down every day. In future videos, we're going to be talking about other things that you're also going to be writing down every day, because by writing it down every day, that's helping us to develop a habit. And this is what we want. Great success is not achieved in an instant, but just by changing our habits. So if I haven't answered all of your questions, Let me know in the comments below, and I'll follow up with another video. But what I do want you to do is um, I want you to tell me what time of day you like to walk. Is it in the mornings? Do you like morning walks? Do you like evening walks? Do you like to walk at lunchtime? Um, Let me know in the comments below, and I will report back what everybody's telling me about their favorite times to walk. And also, um, I'm going to be making another video here soon about how food is poisoning your body and how you can avoid that. So if you want to be notified when my videos come out, please subscribe to this. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click that subscribe button. And I really appreciate you sticking around today for this talk about how walking can help you to lose weight. And I look forward to our future coaching sessions where we can talk about a lot of different topics that are especially pertinent to seniors. Thanks and be well.